You look at a guy like Hulk Hogan, 9 out of 10 promo, 9 out of 10 look, 1 out of 10 wrestler. Hulk Hogan was supposed to drop the belt to me at the SummerSlam in 1993, and we did the photo shoot and everything, and then he skedaddled and never did it for me. Hulk Hogan was the one who, when I went over to the WCW, made sure that they did absolutely nothing with me. He sabotaged me and stabbed me right in the back. Hulk Hogan didn't know how to make anyone but Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a piece of shit. You know, I always thought it was ridiculous. Some people would say Ric Flair is the greatest of all time. You know, Rick always had a very ancient style of wrestling, and especially, you know, by the time the 90s rolled around with guys like Mr. Perfect, my brother Owen, myself, Rick's style was totally outdated, you know. How many times is he going to go out there, do this, let's go do this every night? I don't know. Shawn Michaels was a two-faced lion chicken shit, and that's a snake who'll never change his stripes. You know, I can remember when Shawn lost his smile, and Vince was crying backstage. And I remember thinking to myself, there's something more going on here. And what I think happened then in Montreal is I got caught between two lovers. I really do. And if Vince or Shawn were here, I'd say it right to their face. I don't care. I got caught between two lovers. I mean, everyone now knows that Vince McMahon is a bisexual predator. I mean, I think he was in love with Warrior too, because who the hell liked Warrior? You know, I always looked at Hunter as a real ass kiss. Never one of the boys. What is he? 1,000-time world heavyweight champion. You know, everyone always talks about Triple H like he's one of the greats. He's one of the greatest of all time. Good? Yeah, great. I don't know. I don't think so. You know, and I never saw him have a great idea for anything, an innovative idea, maybe an idea for a high spot for a match or anything. You know, what has he ever done? I just never, I never saw greatness. You know, you've had so many opportunities. Like, let's see you deliver, and I never saw it. Look at bodybuilders. Talk about zeros in life. All they do is do this all day. I never had any sort of regard or respect for bodybuilders at all. Dean Malenko, never drew a dime. Look at a guy like Arn Anderson, and I like Arn, and I salute him to a degree, but what has he ever done? What has he ever done? I think that Gunther has a lazy shit style of wrestling. Eric Bischoff had to be about the biggest, stupidest idiot I ever met in my life. I go in there all the time and say, how about you put me with Booker T or Benoit or Kurt Hennig? And he would say, oh, we can't do that because the sky is blue. I'll walk out of his office and be like, it's not even a reason. Does this guy even have any genitals? But, you know, but then they just do the same finish every week. You have 800 NWO guys come right out to the ring, and then the elephant would fly out of the score clock. My brother Bruce, who knows nothing. Bill Goldberg was the lousiest wrestler I ever worked with. He was so reckless and dangerous. You know, I worked with him that night. Before I went out there, I just said, whatever you do, Bill, we'll do whatever you want. Just don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. But then he kicked me in the head and cost me millions of dollars, 20 years of my career, and gave me a stroke. I can remember Kurt Hennig. He would tell me every night how hurt he was from taking all those spears from Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg was the shits. It's the shits. I can't take it.